back. This is going to be a video that I'm actually going to, it's a part of the Divine Partnership Coaching series, but I'm going to leave it open because it can be used standalone, where I want to talk about what I've learned, and this is partly personal preference, but it is what I'm noticing in patterns from other women and divine feminine and just in general research on, I've been a relationship coach for years now, so it's a combination of modern and past research. But the I'm going to say the top three most attractive qualities in divine masculine slash man, and yes, apply the appropriate gender for you, are faithfulness, the ability to ask for and receive assistance, and the ability to give advice and feedback. And just to keep this short, so faithfulness, like, yes, I do mean in the sense of being faithful and loyal physically and emotionally, but that's actually a different topic. What I'm talking about in this moment is faithfulness in yourself and faithfulness in the universe, spirit, God, source, God, goddesses, whichever way it comes through to you, and faithfulness in the people around you. And I mean good faithfulness, because you can have bad faith in people too, like, oh, I know this person's just going to use me. No, like, I'm talking about the kind of faithfulness where you know that you can make time for you, that you can choose your own thoughts, that you can make the best of any moment, like faithfulness that you are worthy of self-care, faithfulness that the people around you, no matter how victimized they've been in their past or how much they act like victims now, faithfulness that they can do it, that the world will not fall apart if you are not taking care of them, faithfulness that you do not need somebody to take care of you like that, that you choose to have people in your lives to walk beside you because it's easier and funner and more interesting, but not, you don't choose them because you need them or you feel like you will be trouble if you're single or that you'll end up alone forever. Like faithfulness in yourself to reduce your bad habits, to if you've been big in alcohol, to only have a few drinks. If it's been drug challenges, whether through the doctors or through recreational means, to reduce that, eliminate that. If it's been codependency, to work on your boundaries and things like that. Like faithfulness that you can do it, and you can do it whether the situation is easy and perfect and all your ducks are in a row, or whether you've got a complete chaos of a circus going on around you. Like the faithfulness in your own ability to direct your focus to that which is serving you and important. And not only that, but faithfulness in your partner, like when you are with somebody. One of the most hurtful things that often happens in relationships is faithlessness. Not unfaithfulness, but faithlessness. Because when you don't have faith in your partner to understand you, or if they react badly in one moment, to come around and understand, faithfulness in your partner to be caring for you unconditionally, to be loving without ulterior motive, to be capable of learning and understanding your boundaries, even if they mess up a few times. Faith that they won't take it too far, that they care enough to listen, faith that they can do it themselves, and also a faith that they choose you. They choose to have you in their lives, and a faith in the bigger picture of the relationship. Faith that it's working out. Even in weird, absurd ways, it's working out, and that it will work out, and that it does work out. That's what I mean by faith. That's an attractive quality for men and women, but in particular for men. Next is the ability to ask for and accept assistance. And this one's a difficult one because toxic masculinity suggests that it is a weakness to say, hey, I could use your help on this. Or, hey, what do you think about that? Or, I'm thinking about making this decision, and I'm not sure. Like, I'm seeing good options with A, B, C, and X, Y, Z, and I'm seeing good options with, you know, G, D, and E, and I'm not sure which one's the right one. What are your thoughts about it, or what would you choose if it was you? You know, the the truth is that there's actually great strength in being able to ask for other people's opinions, and the attractive part of it is when a masculine, a man, can ask for assistance and advice and feedback and still be able to hold his own core values, to hear what comes in and be able to discern what resonates and what doesn't, like what feels right and what feels wrong, without making the person who's giving the message right or wrong, and without feeling guilty if they decide that they don't take that advice. Like, that's a really attractive quality, to be able to say, hey, what are your thoughts about this? And then saying, oh, you know what? I really like this part of that. I'm going to use that. And this other part doesn't feel right for me, but I appreciate your thoughts in that. And the other thing is, too, there are plenty of times in our lives that we are going to get ourselves into messes. And, like, me personally, one of the things that I had to learn was to ask for help before the mess is so incredible that I have to have help, that there's no way to do it, and then other people end up having to clean up my messes for me. Not cool. And divine masculines in particular tend to do that one, because they fight this, like, if I ask for help, or if I admit that I was wrong, or if I ask for feedback, that I'm going to be seen as weak, that I'm going to be chastised, that I'm going to be, like, people are going to say, well, I told you so, or that somehow you're going to be ridiculed or have things held against you. And it is a very attractive feature in a masculine, in men, to be able to feel worthy of asking for assistance, feeling worthy of feeling like you don't have to carry all the burdens alone. You can ask for assistance, and having the confidence, the self-esteem to recognize that even if somebody does say, well, I told you so, or tries to, like, rub something in your face, that that's about them. It's not about you. And for you to be able to have that self-respect and that ability to not even necessarily get mad at a person who's doing that, just to recognize, oh, this person is not on the same healing path level that I am, and that's okay, and then going and asking someone else. And in particular, when you're asking your divine feminine for feedback and assistance, and then appreciating it, that's very attractive. That's connecting. That's intimacy right there. And most especially for divine femmes who have healed themselves from their codependent need to feel special all the time, and to take things over for you and protect you and bounce other people out and do things like that. Like, when we've healed and we own that we do like to feel helpful, we recognize that we no longer need to be needed, but it still feels good. It still feels affirming. And it's very attractive when your masculine says, hey, I'd like to include you in this decision that I'm making, not because I have to, but because I enjoy having you involved. And I know that you like to feel special. And I know that you like to help. And so I'm going to ask for your input, your advice. It's very attractive. Thirdly, ability to give advice and feedback, which is definitely, until we get in a little more mature and get onto divine path, can be difficult, because feedback can often come across as biting, or we worry that there will be conflict, and so then we triple think it, right? And you overthink it, and then you end up throwing your feedback at them. I just was coaching a few people who've had this similar thing happen, and the divine feminines usually at this stage are in a place of recognizing they're working on themselves, and that their divine masculines, even in their ego, are reflecting back to them things that they need to work on. But for the divine masculines, it's like, holy crap, I didn't mean to say it that way. Like, I just wanted you to improve on this thing. And that's part of how you recognize the divine feminine is, when women are in their own karmic energy, we just react back. And when you're in your divine feminine energy, you go, okay, how can I use this for healing myself? How can I really observe this feedback and see, is it for me, and what can I do? But either way, it still stings when your divine masculine throws something at you and says, well, you should do it like this because so and so would care about it, or it would do this and that, right? That still stings, even when we're in our divine place, our divine path, and we know that you meant well. And so it is a very attractive quality when you can get to the place of being able to give feedback that is kind, authentic, and gentle. And, and I guess as a simple example, like, I'm working on quitting smoking. And my DM at one point said to me, like, I bet you so many opportunities in the world would open up to you if you did quit smoking. Like, that is wonderful feedback. That's very attractive feedback. And it's not, it's friendly. It's the kind of friendly communication that is affirming that you want, and that's a very attractive feature. But there's a dual side to this, is that many, well, I mean, it's both divine feminine, masculine, men and women, but we like to include each other in our decision making. And so when your divine feminine says, hey, I'm thinking about doing ABC or XYZ, and they want your input on it. It's not that they need it. It's not a loaded question. It's not meant to, like, it's not meant to trap you into anything. It's simply that they want to know what your thoughts are so that they can include them on their thoughts, and they can say, okay, well, if I was doing this alone, I'd probably choose this. His thoughts are also this, and this resonates with mine. And, it's attractive to us in the same way that it's attractive to you that we be flexible in our ability to take feedback from you. And so, likewise, it is nice when we know that we can ask you what your thoughts are about certain decisions, and we don't need it, but it's fun. And to know that you are going to, that you're most likely going to give us kind, authentic feedback is very attractive. But more so than that, when we ask you to give us your thoughts, there is a part of us that is also kind of testing to see if you actually pay attention, if you are able and capable of having a sort of conscious ability to think about what you want and what you would do, and to also think about us as individuals, not as extensions of the figment of your imagination, not as extensions of your mother or exes who hurt you, but as individuals. And it kind of tests out how much you pay attention to the ways that we are, our flaws, our quirks, our strengths, our weaknesses, things like that. Because when we are asking you for feedback or advice, we are not necessarily just saying, what would you do? Or what do you think we should do? We're saying, you are the person who knows me better than anyone else. You are the person who knows what makes me happy, and sometimes it is easier to see things from the outside. And I am asking you to both be an individual and tell me what your individual thoughts are, but also to put yourself in my shoes for a minute and show me your empathy skills, and show me that when I, if I should get to a space where I am under delusion that I need you to lead me back to myself, that I can find that security in you, that you will lead me, back to home, that you will be home temporarily, but that you won't trap me into needing you, just like you don't want me to trap you into needing me. I hope that that makes sense on there. And please feel free to reach out for more detail or leave in the comments any specific questions.